It's the grandson of right thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. Do y'all remember when Mary and Martha were with Yahusha, Christ? And Mary sat at the feet of Yahusha and listened to his words. But Martha was cumbered about with much laboring in the house. Basically, housekeeping. Doing things that, you would do in a house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of chores and whatnot. Martha was doing that. And in the midst of doing all of that, she came to Mary and said, I need your help. Why don't you come help me do these 3D chores and labor? See, in other words, why don't you come help me do this work? And Yahusha says to Martha, he says, Martha, Martha, Martha. Do y'all remember that? And he says, you are much cumbered about with much labor. I mean, you're overworking yourself. You see that? And I myself personally have seen this take place in my own personal life, where I have watched my sisters work their fingers to the bone to try to obtain something, to try to build something and to acquire something, work themselves literally to death, to sickness, to their bodies giving out. I've seen it happen. Well, Christ says the same thing to Martha, and then he says, Mary hath chosen that good part. Now I want to ask you, have you chosen that good part today? Or are you cumbered? In other words, are you weighed down with the vicissitudes of life, with the burdens of labor? Are you so overwhelmed with that you can't choose the good parts of life? Now, what is that good part? Well, what was Mary doing? It says she was at his feet hearing his words. So what else did he say? He says, my sheep know my voice and they follow me. Now, how can his sheep hear his voice if they're not listening for it? Like Mary was, you see? If you're cumbered about with much labor, or you're weighed down doing a lot of 3D things, not giving heed to the word, then you haven't chosen the good part, and your exasperation is the proof. You see? Your frustration by saying, Mary, come help me, is the proof that you have not chosen the good part. It would take no labor, or as Christ says, easy and light, to sit and just listen to the words and receive the manna from heaven. Or as he said, I am the bread of life. What did he say in the scriptures? Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. I am the bread of life that came down from heaven. So that other bread, when it says man shall not live by bread alone, what's the other bread? But every word that proceed out of his mouth. So if you're listening to his words, then you're actually eating the bread. You're actually communing with Christ. If you're receiving the manna from heaven, the hidden manna. He says, he who overcomes, I will give him the hidden manna. Allow him to eat of the hidden manna. You hear it? But you have to be willing to submit yourself. Now watch. Remember the parable of the sower? Remember the seed fell on different types of ground. Remember? Well, let's focus on one type of ground. It says it fell on a certain type of ground where the weeds grew up and choked the word. It sprung up and started to grow, but the weeds around it started to choke it out, so it was not able to bear any fruit. Let's focus on that ground. What does it mean when it says the weeds choked it out? Well, it says it. It says the cares of this life. Do you hear that? The same thing Martha was concerned with. The cares of this 3D life. Having to go to work to labor. Having to do business meetings and interviews and whatever else you have to do that you feel like you have to do to make a life for yourself. You see? That's choking out the word that was planted in you, the seed that was planted. It is choking it so that it cannot bear any fruit in your life. And when you're done with all your labors and you finally feel what you would think satisfied, okay, now I have enough money. I got my kids taken care of. I got my degrees. I got my everything, my 401k and every damn thing. Now I'm good to go. Now I can get the word, and then you die. Now it's too late. Instead of seeking ye first the kingdom of heaven and then the rest being added, you didn't have faith in that. You tried to get the rest and then go back and get the pearl of great price, or in other words, the good part. Do you hear what I'm trying to say to you? So you got a plate. You got two things on the plate that you don't like. I mean, you got one thing you don't like and one thing that you do like. Like when you have a kid and you got the tasty stuff up there that they like, but then you got like the peas and shit. They don't like that. Green beans and shit sitting up there. Let's use that as an example. Now the kid has to eat both. What would be better? For him to eat up the good part that he liked and then eat the bad stuff? Or eat the bad stuff and then finish off with the good stuff? Well, let's take an example of that wedding of Cana, or Cana, whatever you want to call it, where Christ turned the water to wine. Remember the man said, most people, they save. I mean, they bring out the best wine first, but you have saved the best wine for last. You hear that? So it's the same concept with you sitting down at this table of life. It's the same thing. Everything is flipped in this world. It's upside down and backwards. So you have to flip it back. You have to put it back in its proper place. You see though? You see what I'm saying? So when it comes down to you choosing this good part of life, if you're eating nothing but the bread that you think tastes good and neglecting the true bread, then you won't have life. What's the same thing as that kid I told you about? If he just eats the macaroni and cheese, then he won't get the benefits of the peas. He might get a disease. And he won't be pleased. Y'all feel me? That's just the case. You have to know it. So you have to choose that good part on the plate. Eat up them peas first. Then go back and eat the macaroni and cheese. You feel me? So that you can get the health benefits. You see? You're doing two things when you eat, and you have to know that. And when most people are they just want one thing when they eat because they're spoiled. Like the little kid. Can I have a Snickers bar for dinner? No. Well, it says hungry. Why wait on it? I don't want to wait. I'm hungry now. I'll just eat this. Well, it won't give you no nutritional value, son. It may taste good. It probably will taste good. And that's okay. But we need to also have nutritional value in order to live, right? So you eat certain things for taste, son, and you eat certain things for nutritional value. Therefore, giving yourself balance. You see, you don't be over righteous or over wicked. What does that mean? You don't only eat herbs. He who lacks faith will only eat herbs, it is written. Come on, y'all. You hear that? That's an over righteous man. Vegan. Yes, I only eat this stuff. And that's okay if that's the way he wants to be. You see that? But you have to have yourself balanced. Now it says don't be over wicked. So don't just be eating the Snickers bar, the macaroni and cheese. You see? Don't just be eating that because it won't give you the nutritional values you need. So you have to have balance. You have to do both. Give something for your soul, which makes your soul happy, which is the thing that tastes good, and then give something for your nutrition so your body can function well. But if you neglect one, then you'll find yourself frustrated like Martha. And you'll find yourself jealous of Mary like Martha was. And then you have to tell Martha, Martha, Martha. You have to do the same thing. Martha, 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 why are you tripping, baby? Don't get mad at her for eating the peas on the plate. It's strange when we say that because, like I said, you got to flip it and reverse it. You hear me? You got to flip it and reverse it because that's what this world has done. That's what this world is. It's a flipped, reversed world. What does it say in the scripture so we can prove this? They call good evil and evil good. Okay, there you have it. There you have it. So y'all see how this is working? It's very simple. It ain't hard. You got to choose the good part. That's why I asked you, are you choosing the good part in your life today? Because look, watch this. Watch how we going to make it real simple for you. What is vanity in this world? Now, that should be a very simple answer to that question. If you start listing stuff off, then you're going to be here all day. And you know why? Because all is vanity. Now, let's get a couple examples of this all I'm talking about. That car that you're saving up for to buy, that you're laboring for to buy, is that car vanity? It says all is vanity. That house that you're laboring to build, is it vanity? Those riches that you're looking to stack up, is it vanity? La 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 dee, la 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 la, dee 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 dee. Okay then, it's all vanity. So then if you're laboring toward vanity, then what does that mean about you? What does it mean about you? I'll give you an example. There are two men digging in the ground for a treasure. One man has proof that there is treasure where he is digging. He is doing some type of test that is proven that it's in there. He can even see himself as he's digging, getting closer to it on some monitor screen he's looking at. He can see the treasure under the ground. The other guy, he has been told already that there is no treasure there. There's nothing there. We've already looked. We've already used the little device we have here to search. And we have found out that there is none there. And you're still insisting on digging it anyway. What does that mean about you? Now, you're not digging just for the sake of digging because you love digging. You're digging to find a treasure. You have been told already it's not there. Right? You've already been told there isn't any treasure here. It's already been scanned. It's already been done with the program we have here that tells us whether it's there or not. We've done it. And there isn't any there. But there's some over there. But you haven't chosen that good part of the land to dig. You've chosen that vanity part of the land to dig in. And see, vanity loves attention. Let's prove that. Your woman, well, back when you were a kid, you had a grandmother. When you used to go in her room, she used to have a little like thing set up in her bathroom with like a little mirror on it and perfumes and a little powder thing for her nose and all that shit. What was that called? It was called a vanity. Okay? Hairbrushes up in there and shit. It's called a vanity. Now, vanity loves attention. So in other words, that vanity, you sit there in front of it, you look at it, you look at yourself in it, and you doll yourself up while you're looking at yourself. Now, when you're doing that, will it last forever, that look that you have created, or will it only last for a temporary time and you have to come back to the vanity and do it all over again? Well, you guys know that answer, don't you? You guys know the answer to that, don't you? So then it loves attention. Vanity does. Well, if vanity loves attention, listen at this, y'all. Vanity needs attention. It loves attention. It craves attention. Okay? That is how you know vanity. That's how you're able to recognize vanity. Well, if vanity is vanity, see, it is vanity, it is vain, which means useless, nothing, and empty. But yet it needs attention. If you knew it was empty, would you give it your attention? Come on, grandson. Come on now. If you knew it were vanity, would you give it all your attention and time and care? No, you wouldn't. So it has to deceive you that it is valuable. It has to convince you that it is. Well, that's what has happened in this world. That is exactly what has happened. It has convinced you that it is valuable. What has? Money, paper, with a nigga face on it, printed at a facility. They have caused you to believe that is something to chase after. Are you crazy? While they have taken all the gold. They've printed out some paper and gave it to you and told you, yeah, this is a promissory note. Okay, here. For all debts. You see this shit? Legal tender. They have convinced you that is vanity. They have taken names and put them on fabrics and convinced you that it is valuable. I said vanity. Valuable. That's all vanity does. It tries to convince you that it and gets you to chase it, and then as soon as you acquire it, it starts to depreciate in value. And you start to see how vain it is. Useless it is. Empty. But those who refuse to believe that, who remain hard-hearted and hard-headed, still believe that man has come up with something that can give man the satisfaction he longs for with God. You can't create something on your own that's going to give you your relationship with God. You can't do it. Abba told you there's one way to me. Why y'all want him to try to get some other way? Did he say money was the way to get to me? Did he say that? So why do y'all think money is the way to be happy? If being with God is what makes a man happy, and being separated from God is death to the man. Because he's separated from I am if he is separated from God, because that's God's name. That's why he said, what profited a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? What does it profit you? What has it gained you anything? And everything that you list, watch, everything that you list that it gave you was temporary. Now some people, they say the gifts that money can't buy. Well, wait a minute. If there are gifts that money can't buy, then why am I only chasing the things that money can buy? Because you have been convinced that vanity is valuable. That's all. But vanity is an illusion, ain't it? That's why he said, don't take my name in vanity. Don't take the Lord's name in vain. I am is his name. Do not take that name in a lie for yourself. You'll kill yourself if you do it. Y'all think God is just some hard taskmaster trying to keep you from having fun. Are you crazy as hell or what? He's trying to show you how to have fun. You just don't believe it. You think vanity is fun. That's the sad part about it. You think vanity is fun. It ain't fun. Ain't nothing fun about an illusion. It ain't. Because it's not real. In order to be truly happy, it has to be real, man. I don't give a damn what it is you're doing. It's got to be real in order for it to be of value to you. Y'all say it all the time. Look at that nigga being cheap, buying that knockoff. That bitch ain't even real. That purse ain't even real she got. Them shoes ain't even real. Them knockoffs. Okay, and even if it was the real one, would it still be vain or would it still have value? Nigga buy a real Louis Vuitton purse. 5 years later, that bitch look like it's toe up as hell. Now you gotta get another one. 5 years later, now you gotta get another one. 5 years later, now you gotta get another one. I heard a person say that their goal was to get a Birkin bag. That was one of their life goals. Do you hear the vanity and dumb shit? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? One of my goals in life is to have a Birkin bag. That's a goal of my living here. Okay then. Once you get it, you will see how vain it is. Because why do you want it? Remember I told you the what and the why is your job. And you can't deceive God out of why you want something. So when he says, well, why do you want the Birkin bag? What do you say? Do you tell him the truth? Do you say, so I can have people looking at me saying, wow, that person's cool. Oh, they must be rich because they have that expensive bag. Or how cool are they for having that bag? Or whatever it is that you call that kind of shit. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that why you want the bag? So then you don't want the bag. You want that, which is vanity. It only lasts for that second when they say that fucking word. That's what you want? You don't want everlasting riches where moth and rust do not decay. You don't want that. Well, that's what he promised us. Do you believe it? Because I want the riches where a moth can't eat it up. What do you want? You want the shit that a moth can eat? Rust gonna chew it up? That's what you're banking all of your money on? Do you know? Y'all are talking about things like Kanye. I saw a woman say that, he gave it all up for the truth. He gave it all up for Christ. Gave it all up. He gave it up. Okay. Do you see that truck that he's riding around in? Do you see those M's on that logo on that truck? Do you know what those M's stand for? Maybach Benz. It's a truck as well. Do you know how much that truck is worth? How much it costs? Do you know that he is also ordered to pay $200,000 a month in child support? How is he able to afford that if he has given it all up, you silly ass rabbit? Huh? You tell me. Give it all up. Now you said, and this woman said, he did just like the rich man in the Bible when Christ said, give up the riches. The rich man in the Bible didn't give up his riches. Woman, damn, y'all silly as hell. Oh shit, y'all silly. I'm sorry I had to do that, but y'all understand why I'm doing it? Look at the silliness. He did like the rich man in the Bible did. Well, did you read it? Because that rich man walked away sorrowfully because he could not give up his great riches. He couldn't do that. Y'all is silly as hell. Give it all up and come and follow me and give it to the poor. So that truck you got, sell it, take the proceeds and give it to poor people. All that Balenciaga, instead of selling it for $20 and all that shit, give it away to people who ain't got shit. Kanye? The hell is y'all talking about? Y'all are not gonna mock my God. You're not gonna do it, okay? We are here to separate the reals from the fakes, the wheat from the tares. The tares are temporary. When you uproot your wheat, you're taking that in to do something of value with it and put that in your body for nourishment's sake. You don't do that shit with tares, do you? You don't do anything with it but burn the shit. It's vanity. And those who chase after vanity are proving that they're tares, because tares love vanity. That's what they created for vain things. Tares are vain, aren't they? You don't use them to make bread with it. Let me go on and end this message before I get turned up some more and start making people feel real uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, uncomfortable. Alright? So y'all have a blessed day today, y'all wheat who's already in the barn chilling. Pulled away from the nonsense of this world and these liars who think that they can mock God and say, oh yeah, I've given it all up. I've given it up. No, in the hell, you have not given it up for the kingdom's sake. And you're not going to mock God. You honor him with your lips, but your hearts are far from him. Simple as that. So you true ones, y'all be blessed and keep your lenses on your eyes so that you have eyes to see and you have ears to hear. Silawam Israel.